What's up, people? Welcome back to the review space, and in this edition we are taking a look at the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight action figure. Wow, this is huge. Alright, now before we get started, I just want to talk about the Kamen Rider franchise for a second. I started watching Kamen Rider when I was a kid. I started watching, it was Kamen Rider Black. And that was a really awesome TV show. You know, and it was an action show. It was similar to Power Rangers in that it would have a live action guy in a suit fighting bad guys. And it's really cool. It was really awesome. It was part of that Sentry Force kind of genre of TV shows for kids back in the day. You know, TV shows from Japan. And Kamen Rider is a franchise that's been around for such a long time. It's had so many iterations and versions and like series that there's so many different types of Kamen Rider. And this is if I'm not mistaken, this has got to be the very first American-based Kamen Rider, the Dragon Knight, because he's portrayed by a Caucasian dude, a white dude. Every single Kamen Rider has been played by a Japanese, and you know, it's awesome that it's finally come over to North America in the past couple of years. I mean, I think the show started like in 2008. But the moment I saw this, I was incredibly surprised, but delightfully so, when I saw this on sale at Superstore. I actually couldn't believe that they had a figure. This one is from Bandai. But a Kamen Rider figure. I was like, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the package. This thing is huge, okay? It's a massive freaking packaging. Look at that. It's almost a foot. Actually, it is a foot. Right there. Taking this ruler. 12 inches. And the figure itself is about 6 inches. Yeah, 6 inches tall. So, certainly a fitting package for such a relatively bigger figure than, you know, the typical 3-inch, 3/4. It's massive. I like it. Very colorful, very bright looking design. I mean, just look at this. It's such a throwback to like the 90s. Just looks great. It looks like a Power Ranger. That's what it looks like. Got the little dragon at the top. Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. The logo, ages 4 and up. What else we got? You got some some features here highlighting like the features that are available. It looks like you can actually pull back his mask and reveal his face over here. He's even got some hand waving motion over there. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing there, but looks like he's holding something in his hand over here, either a card or something else. He's got a glowing belt. At least it's over here, it's featured as a glowing belt. Right, he's got the mask on, and just looks really kind of, it's kind of cool. Red is my favorite color, so that's a bonus. I like his color scheme: red, black, and silver, or gray, whatever you want to call it. Pretty cool. I'm not too big on his mask though. Like, see his mask design. Like, if you take a look at the Kamen Rider Black, this is what it looks like. Now that is an awesome looking Kamen Rider. That's the Kamen Rider I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? Masked Rider Black, Kamen Rider, whatever you want to call it. When he would ride like a freaking, he would ride a motorcycle and stuff like that. Just looks awesome. Totally marked out. But back to the figure, there is, quite a bit of nostalgicness to it as well. It's a throwback to my childhood. Not sure what this illustration here is supposed to mean though. Like, he's got this figure here, and then there's a more distorted figure here that looks more evil for some reason. Like, the color scheme, maybe it's just a reflection, but why is it like brown looking suit here as opposed to the red? That's kind of strange. Taking a look at the other logos here, you got the CW network, of course, the CW for kids. but it did air there initially on the CW. Adness Entertainment. We'll get to the figure a little bit later. Let's see. Oh, it requires some batteries. It requires 2 LR41 batteries. Batteries included. What kind of batteries are those? They must not be very big in order to fit into the figure. So I'm sure that it's probably one of those tiny ones that, almost like the ones that you would include in a watch or something, perhaps. Alright, turn it around, and there you go. You got the big price tag. Yes! That's how much it cost. Marked down $294. Unbelievable. It was marked out at March 1st, 2011. So happy that I was able to find this. I couldn't believe that it was only it was less than $3. What a steal, man. I wonder how much it cost. Oh, it's 6.5 inches, so yeah, even bigger than 6 inches. Deluxe figure, Bandai, Kamen Rider, DNO. $294, man. Dang, $3. What a steal. Seriously, what a deal, man. I couldn't believe my luck when I saw this. Hey, if you've seen my other reviews, like my Halo Mega Blocks, those are $3, okay? Those tiny things. 2-inch figures. And this thing is 6.5 inch. You got this big, nice packaging. And this is just... It's got the same price. It's insanity. Not entirely sure why it was marked down so much, but perhaps... There's probably a good reason. I mean, I would assume that because it seems like this packaging itself is a bit worn out, you know, it's not in the greatest condition. It looks like it's been tossed around a bit, or it's been dropped. It's got some tearing over here. You know what I'm saying? So, not in the best of condition, but still great to have in its packaging, but nonetheless. Made in China, of course, 2009. 2009 figure. Ishimori Production, Toei Company. Man, whoa, what a find. For real. What else we got in here? There's some text. On the other side of every mirror on Earth lies the parallel dimension of Ventara, a world destroyed by the evil General Zaviax. The Kamen Riders are warriors from Ventara, who were all but wiped out when Zaviax stole their Advent decks, which power their abilities. Ventara. I barely remember, you know, the actual storyline in the Kamen Rider, Mask Rider Black. When I watched it as a kid, I know that he would fight a bunch of bad guys and villains, but I just couldn't quite remember like who the main villain was, who the main like enemy was, and why there was a conflict to begin with. All I know that he was cool. He was just a normal looking dude. He would transform and have this awesome looking suit and kick butt. 33941 Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. Collect them all, each sold separately, and well, whatever. See if I can. No, it's just taped on. There's a bunch more. There's a figure here, and then there's another figure here. Looks like a secondary Kamen Rider. Looks kind of cool too. I wish that this guy looks. I like his mask better. I like this blue guy's mask better, and he does have a better looking color scheme. So out of these two, I would have preferred this one, even though red is my favorite color. But he just has a cooler looking mask. His helmet, I should say, looks more sleek looking and just, yeah, cooler looking. They got a bunch of cards, so-called Advent cards from across the line. Collect all Advent cards from across the line to unlock 15 sound effects. Okay. Oh, these are cards sold separately. You have some kind of accessory here, which I guess you put the card inside and it would make some kind of sound effect. It's a Kamen Rider Deluxe Drag Visor. Cool. And then this is the card over here. I'm sure that, yeah, you have to insert this, I guess, into this gimmicky drag visor thing, and then it would make some kind of sounds. Final vent, attack 6000. So there it is, man. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. It doesn't look like there's anything inside, you know. There's nothing else on the inside. Just a little backdrop, you know, kind of a plain buildings, you know, in the background, just grayish. Now the figure itself, looking at it, notice that he doesn't have any joints. It doesn't have any movable joints. So the articulation looks very, very limited with this figure. I'd be surprised if you can even move his head and twist it sideways and stuff like that. Looks like you can move his arms, you know, his actual arms from the shoulders, but you can't really. It doesn't look like you can twist his hands or even move his legs, man. I mean, it has no signs of. Oh, perhaps I think I spoke too soon, or does he? I might have spoken too soon. I can see some. Yeah, I can see some separation in his legs. So yeah, it looks like you can move his legs. So just his legs. So really just the basics here. You can, you know, take off his helmet looking like this. So, or actually push it back rather. So I am gonna give the Kamen Rider Dragon Knight action figure from Bandai. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Alright, thank you for watching. This has been another episode of The Review Space, aka RS, aka RevSpace. Thank you for tuning in, and we're going to have a lot more reviews, hopefully. Action figures, collectibles, trading cards, all kinds of random stuff. Ciao!